Hi guys, we're back. This time we're going to review slope-intercept and writing an equation in slope-intercept using a graph. So this is slope-intercept. Y equals mx plus b. That's slope-intercept because it has the intercept and it has a slope. The m is going to be slope, right? M is slope, and your b is your y-intercept. Right, slope-intercept, this, I misspelled intercept. Slope-intercept represents a line on a graph. If we have a graph and there's a line, right, we can change this line into a slope-intercept equation. Y equals mx plus b. So when I say that b is the y-intercept, that's just the point on the line where it crosses the y, right? That's why it's y-intercept. It's where it touches the y. That's what the b is. The m is the slope, which we've just talked about. So again, as a little review, remember that the slope-intercept form is going to end up looking something like this, right? Y equals 2x plus 4, where the number in front of the x is your slope. So the slope in this equation is 2, and the number by itself is your y-intercept. But remember, always remember that it has to be solved for y. We cannot be something like, and if we use this example, y minus 4 equals 2x. This isn't the slope-intercept because the slope-intercept has to be solved for y. So in order to solve this for y, we would have to move this minus 4 over. And to move a minus 4 to the other side, you add 4 to both sides. And now we have y equals 2x plus 4. And that is slope-intercept form. Eventually, we'll get to where you have to put it in the form, but not today. So again, y equals mx plus b. Slope-intercept, m is your slope, b is your y-intercept. So if we have an example like this, let me zoom in so we can see it. If we have an example like this, we need to find our slope and we need to find our b. All of these, the slope, the b is going to be easy to find, right? It's going to be right here. That's 1 on the y-intercept. Then to find the slope, we'd have to pick another point and determine our slope like we did in the last video. So a good point, not this one because that's in between them. This is a good point. So we would connect them, 1, 1, 2. So our slope for this line, remember what rise over run or y over x. So our slope for this point is 2 over 1. So if we were to write this in slope-intercept, y equals 2x plus 1, right? That's our slope is 2, and our y-intercept is 1. So if we do the same thing for this one, we need to find our b and find our slope. Our b is going to be easy. It's right here. So that is 5 positive. Our slope, we're going to pick another point. This point looks good here. We're going to connect them, and we're going to count. That's 1, 1, 2. That's 2. So again, our slope is negative 2 over 1, or just 2, negative 2. So if we were to use this to write our equation, it's y equals negative 2x plus 5. Right? You do the same 2 steps over and over again. Here's another one where we need to find our slope and find our b so we can write our equation in slope-intercept. Again, our b is simple. It's negative 4. And to find the slope, I'm going to pick another point. This point looks like it'll cross right here. So I'm going to connect the lines That's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So that's, remember, that's 1 over 5. Make sure you do y over x, 1 over 5 positive. So our y equals 1/5 x, and then this time it's minus 4. So this line as an equation is this. So let's do the same thing here. We're looking for our slope and our b. So our b, easy to find. That's where it crosses the y. That's -2. Then this point looks good. I'll pick this one though. Either point will be fine. That's 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2 over 2, negative, and negative 2 over 2 is -1. So our equation is y equals -x, because the number in front of the x is 1. I don't have to write it, minus 2. Again, the imaginary number in front of the x is 1. That's our slope, is -1. All right. So this one down here, I'll do keep in mind. So we're going to look for our slope, and we're going to look for our b. So where does it cross the y-intercept? It crosses right here at 3. I mean at 2. This one is a 2. And then our slope, we're going to pick another point. None of these points look good. This one's got to be this one, right? Because it's not on the edge. It's not on the corner. But this one looks like it is. That's a little tricky to find. It's also pretty small. And then we're going to count. So this is 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our slope is 7 over 5. Our equation would be y equals 7 over 5 x plus 2. It's just more of the same over and over again. We did a lot before we left. We did a lot in class. But again, when you see this line, you're writing it in the slope-intercept. You have to remember this is slope-intercept. You find the b, positive 1, and then you find another point to get the slope. This is a negative slope. That's 2, and that's 3. So that's -2/3. So y equals -2/3 x plus 1. I don't want to do 2 more. I'm going to see what other types of questions, lines I have. So let's do this one. Number 13. Again, I'm going to find the b, and I'm going to find the slope. So where does it cross the y? It crosses the y right here at the origin. And that point is 0. My slope, I'm going to pick this point. It's 1, 1, 2, 3. So that's 1 over 3, positive. So my equation would be y equals 1/3 x plus 0. But I don't need to write the plus 0, right? So y equals 1/3 x. I do not need to write the plus 0. When there's no y-intercept, it's a given that it's going to be 0. So if there's no y-intercept, it's 0. Let's do one more. Let's find a good one. Let's just do these. All right, so I am my b. So finding the y-intercept is going to be the easiest because that's where it crosses. That's 3. And then finding the slope, I just got to find another point. And it looks like this point's pretty good. So that's going to be 1 over 1 negative, because that's a negative slope. -1 over 1 is the same as -1. So my equation, again, I don't need to write -1x plus 3. I don't need to write that because the imaginary number in front of the x is 1. So this is my equation. Y equals -x plus 3. This one, same thing, finding the slope, finding the y-intercept. So the y-intercept's here at -5. And the slope, I'm going to pick another point here. I'm going to connect them. I'm going to count. Right. My slope is 2 over 3. So my equation, y equals 2 over 3x minus 5. I might have went over that a little too fast in hindsight. So let's do one more. And this one I'll go step by step. So we want the equation. The question's asking us to give this equation in slope-intercept. Y equals mx plus b. So I need to find my slope, which is m, and I need to find the b, which is the y-intercept. The b is going to be the easiest part. It's right here. It's where it crosses the y. It's -1. Now I can use this point to find another point for my slope. Right. Once I have this one, I just need to find one other one. This one's no good because it's in the middle of the line. This one's on the corner, so that's a good point to use. And now I do what I did, last lesson. I connect them and then I count. That's 1, 1, 2, 3. That's 3. It's -1 over 3. Make sure that you do the y over the x, the 1 over the 3 in this case. Make sure that you look at the slope and make sure it's positive or negative. In this case, it's negative. So I have my I have my m and I have my b. So I'm going to use this formula, this format, this equation. So y equals -1/3 for my m, x. And then for my b, I'm going to use -1. And that's my answer. Hopefully you remember it from class, and this is all for you.